What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. This is... Oh, come on, Beyonce. Don't you let me heard about us. Yes. Heard about us. Yes. Come on, Beyonce. She came through real silence. The silent to Queen Bee. Nah. Yes. This is my shit. Y'all, did y'all sleep on that damn Love Is Everything album? I didn't. It was good. I loved it. I think they really sound good together. Let me tell you something. Beyonce and Jay-Z, my favorite Beyonce and Jay-Z song is On the Run. It sounds, what is it, Bonnie and Clyde? What is it called? Bonnie and Clyde song? It sounds so good. Beyonce sounds so good. I'm gonna tell you what song it is. It's On the Run. It's Bonnie and Clyde, the last Bonnie and Clyde they did. How many they got? 3 Bonnie and Clydes. That's Bonnie and Clyde, honey. She said she's never leaving her man. We just get remarried over and over again. Every time you fuck up, nigga, it's like a confessional. Give me another ring, and we gonna get married again every time. Beyonce and Jay-Z. On the Run. I'm gonna play it for you. Come on, light. I'm trying to get to a light. I'm trying to get to a stoplight. On the Run Part 2. Yeah, that's what it is. Part 2. That used to be my shit. I can play it for you. This is not real life. I'm coming to a red light. I meant to go to Starbucks, but the line is always so ignorant right there. I'm going to go to the other one over there. I don't need to go to Starbucks. See? That's crazy. I don't even need to go to Starbucks. I got my fucking coffee right here. Fucking, that's crazy. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm going to Starbucks. No, I'll probably go this afternoon. That's my song. Yes, let me, honey, YouTubers will be like, no, bitch, strike, honey, for Beyonce. So we're not doing that. But you know what I'm talking about. On the Run Part 2. So what's going on, y'all? I don't have nothing to talk about. I was going to talk about Love and Hip Hop today and Love and Hip Hop Miami and New York. But I only watched New York. I like Miami, but I think I like it as entertainment. I don't think I'm liking it to review. What do y'all think? I mean, none of y'all really watch it. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all, I've been seeing a lot of comments like, I don't watch it. I just watch the reviews. So I don't know what it is. I'm not really into it. Like I said, I got up several times and walked away. Like, I am interested in the old people story. Like, I feel like when you keep adding people, it just really like fresher. Not fresher. What's the guy's name? I don't even know. I still don't know his name. He has braids. He just got out of jail. He was trying to go out with Joy, and the girl was like, you and I slept together. We go together. I don't know what you think this is, honey, but we slept together. We go together. So, I don't know who that guy is. I walked out, and like I'm interested in Trina's story and Amada's story, and that's probably it. I don't know who else they got on there. But when y'all start introducing a bunch of new people with all these old people, like everybody, like New York, everybody's interested in all the old people coming back. Chrissy, how she's gonna, deal with Yandy and all this other stuff. Kimbell, like that old crew is back. But then you add Fresher and his, oh my God, that woman. I feel so sorry for her. I really do. I really feel sorry for her because okay, let's talk about Love and Hip Hop New York. Let's talk about Love and Hip Hop New York. Okay. So I don't even remember how it started off. I'm just going to talk about the people. We talked about Sin and Erica yesterday, how they kind of made up, and Erica said she didn't realize that she was doing what she was doing with Tahiri and Joe. Like, I'm interested in watching Joe because I really feel like Joe, the reason why I like to watch Joe is because I know that Joe is only going to be phony up to a certain extent, and then he's not going to be able to do it. He's not going to be able to do it, and he's going to feel like this is dumb as hell. I'm not about to do this. I'm too old for this shit. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like. I feel like I could get some authenticity out of Joe Budden. I don't think I could get any authenticity out of Erica Mena and Safari. Safari is a sideshow, like literally a sideshow. No one takes him seriously, unfortunately, because he's really talented. He just is playing a caricature of himself. Y'all, did y'all watch, let me go back. Did y'all watch Will Smith and Martin Lawrence on The Breakfast Club, baby? When I tell you Will Smith got Charlamagne, he got his ass. I don't even say he got him together, but he read him down. Like, he let him know that you do not have to be this caricature of yourself, even though this person that you created for yourself as a mask or a shield, you don't have to be this person anymore. Even though it has made you money, even though it has made you popular, you are evolving, and you don't have to be. He was like, I wanted to talk to you about this offline. That's what he said to Charlamagne, and everybody was like, what? And when he started explaining what he was saying, he said even for himself. That's the whole reason why I love Will Smith. Shout out to him. He's a Libra. I think he's a Libra sun. I think he's a Libra Mercury, and I want to say he's a Leo moon. I want to say, which is why he loves all the attention. I can't remember, but he's just very. To me, I feel like Will Smith is very in tune. I feel like he's gone through a lot of darkness to get to where he is, and to, you know, talk to people in the way he does and connect to people. It's that Libra energy. T.S. Madison has it. Cardi B has it. It's a Libra, and I'm a Libra rising. It's just undeniable. You can't even, it's not like, I'm not going to even try to play the humility role. It's undeniable energy that Libras have about themselves, and it's just what it is. So, and when I'm talking about Leo, I'm talking sun, moon, rising, okay? We talking about your placements. We understand, and we all understand that you are not just one sign. Typically what you guys like to gang about is your sun sign. And it's more than that. And you are more than that. And you can be more than one sign in different aspects. I guess I do have to talk about it. In different aspects, depending on where it is in your house, what that sign governs at different aspects of your life and different aspects of your personality, okay? So Will Smith gets on with Charlamagne, and he says to Charlamagne, you know, I really, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk to you about this offline. Hold on, baby, I'll tell you. I'm going to see if I can find it while I'm on the phone with y'all. Hello, while I'm on this thing with y'all, because it was very, very interesting, and he really, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm typically pretty good at this.
You know, I was going to ask you, Martin, we live in this era of like pause and say that Tyrese ain't got to that level.
Yeah, I know.
Tyrese still putting the character out.
I wish I could.
You know, and we all do. You know, there's still. It's like Will Smith takes good care of me. Will Smith takes good care of me. It's just it's not all the way me.
Okay, here it is. Here it is.
Being brave enough.
Here it is. Come on, Will Smith.
He went in.
Okay. Okay, here you go.
Your closest friends called you, right? He's close friend to us as well. He called you. He asked you for a couple million.
Oh, no, that's not it.
Having the courage to really
Here it is.
let go of the character.
Because I always said I never wanted to be a...
Yeah, but Charlamagne, he got Charlamagne together.
Mechanism happening.
I'm gonna let you know.
That's what I wanted people think I'm supposed to be.
Here we go.
The character that you've created, and are you going to have the courage to live as who you really are? And on my 50th, and are you going to be brave? Like, oh, we succeed by behaviors, and then we all create you for a while, and it's something. So here's what happened.
It's a little weird.
It's not weird, it's just why.
It's what? No.
You got a family, Will.
No. So what happened was, and it's funny.
Okay, I'm at a stoplight because I know a lot of people who are new. They're like, Erica, you're reading while you're texting stuff. I thank you for your concern. I thank you for your concern. I am mindful. I typically pick up my phone on the way to a red light or when I'm getting off the highway, Very rarely. And that's the reason why I don't like to take notes, and a lot of stuff I like to take off the top of my head, because I do not want to hold my phone or pick up my phone. But sometimes my notes are in my phone, and so I look down at my phone. I know it can only take a split second. I know, but you know, the diva is protected. So here we are. So he put into context, they asked him, why did he jump out of the plane, the things that he does. Why are you doing these things that you do? You know, why do you do these things? So here he goes. And just listen, Will Smith is so, like I said, he's so in tune, and I'm just so, I just love Will Smith. And I love that I've loved him from the beginning. I love that Will Smith has never really disappointed me. And that's crazy, but I'm the DJ. I'm the DJ. He's the rapper. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper. I have that fucking CD. I have it, okay? And I've loved Will Smith from the beginning. From the beginning. When he was on Sway's show and he rapped Brand New Funk, I was fucking rapping with him. Do you hear me? And I love that when Jaden came out with his shit, that he was dope too. And I love that I love Jaden. I was like, this is how you fucking, if this is the legacy that you want to leave a legacy, this is the fuck how you do it. You understand? And look at Will's son, and look at his daughter, and look at what they do for their community, and look how they have the water companies shipping water to Flint. Just good kids. And the fact that they, like Will and Jada, were talked about on how they were parenting Jaden and Willow. And look at how well-rounded and centered these children are. And they do have their own shit. They have their own things, but they're good kids. And I thought to myself when I was listening to Jaden, because I bought his album and it was fucking dope, and I was like, this is amazing how I loved his father's music, and now I love this father's son's music. Like, that's incredible to me. Anyways, Will Smith, here he is. He's talking about, you gonna listen, and you could listen for yourself. And here's your fucking gem for the day. If you didn't hear this, listen to this, okay? Okay.
Because it was something like, you know, I've been watching you for a while, and it's something that I wanted to talk to you about. We'll dive into it offline. But the idea for me is I painted myself into a corner with Will Smith, right? And I realized that, you know, we have our childhood traumas and we have our experiences, and then we all create these characters that are going to be our characters that defend us in the world. Ooh. There's certain things we can't do, there's certain things we can't say, certain ways we react if people do something, and we create a character that we go out into the world with. Then that character win some things for us. It's like, oh, we succeed by behaving this way. Then what happens, you get to a point where it stops working as well. And the reason that it stops working is because it's not true. It's not really who you are. And then you get backed into a corner, it stops working. Now the question is, are you going to be courageous enough, and are you going to be brave enough to kill, essentially, the character that you've created, and are you going to have the courage to live as who you really are? And on my 50th birthday, when I jumped out of that helicopter over the Grand Canyon, that was kind of my moment for myself, where I was like, I'm going to be who I am, even if it isn't in line with the Will Smith that people think I'm supposed to be. I'm going to have the courage, and I'm going to have the bravery to be who I am.
Come on, Will.
And it's like, I've been watching you for a while, and that's what I was like, that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. I can see the mechanism happening in your mind. You're seeing Charlamagne the God as separate from you.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I was like, I can see, I looked at a little bit of your book too, and I was like, you know, I want you to know who you really are is enough. That the character can die.
You can see the evolution.
Yes, because I always said I never wanted to be a caricature of myself.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just finished reading this book called The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. And the woman Rita Walker said we have to be willing to let go of who we want people to think we are.
Yes, exactly. And that was the thing for me. Me and Jada talk about that a lot. You know, even in the idea of our marriage and how people want us to be married versus how we're really married. Right. You know what I mean?
I love it. I Fucking love it. Did y'all hear Willard Smith? Did y'all hear him? Yes, he said that shit. Are you willing? And when he didn't want to say it, but when he jumped out of that airplane, he was killing himself. He was killing this person, this character that he created for himself in the world to defend him. And you don't like, and the same thing with Charlamagne. That's why I'd be like, everybody gives Charlamagne a really, really, really hard time. But if you've watched a person from the beginning of their career, you have to see the evolution of Charlamagne. And you cannot deny whether you like him or not. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Maybe this is not about love and hip hop, but all this week I've been getting messages about discernment. Just all this week, since this weekend, just discernment, and how we receive messages from people, and the messengers who are delivering these messages, how we receive those messages, how we filter them on what is truthful and what it isn't, simply based on the messenger, and how often we, go against our intuition and discernment, that natural thing that we have about ourselves. Some people don't have it, and I am talking to the people who are very good at discerning, but also kind of ignore those messages because of who they're coming from. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of the times because we are in this society that we live in where we're just so binary with everything, it's either or, there's no nuance, there's no gray. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, you're this type of person, I'm going to reduce you down to this because you and I don't agree on a concept or an idea. And we've gotten to that point where people are doing that. I'm about to lose this. Let me we've gotten to that point where people are operating in that way. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I got to plug in my phone. And we're operating in that way. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like a lot of the times we miss out. People who call themselves discerning, but then also are very critical of messengers, right? He can, you act like you can't learn from somebody that you don't like. You ever had the experience where somebody is giving you a great message, and I could use this person as an example, Umar Johnson. I cannot stand the things that he says, ideas that he has, especially surrounding about children, raising children, and LGBTQ ideas. But there are some things that you can pick out of what he says that are very valuable and useful. Doesn't mean that I'm a follower of Umar Johnson, right? You got to remember that every time you get a message, it's not going to be from somebody you like. And I have to realize that too. Like, we all have to realize that. Just because, and a lot of the times, I just have been getting all these messages about discernment. I like the other day, I posted on Twitter, if you're judging the messenger and not listening to the message, you're denying your discernment. I can't think of the word to use. You're not relying on your discernment. You're going against your discernment. And a lot of times when you go against your intuition and your ability to, okay, I can get a message from this person. I can listen to this person without having to like this person. I can learn. If you have an idea in your mind that you don't like a person, so you don't have to listen to their message, you're missing out on a lot. You might be missing out on a lot of good messages, really, truly, because like Charlamagne, as an example, he gets on a lot of
famous. Your every move is on the news.
Okay, Jay-Z. Okay. All right. All right, honey. If you rely on just whether you like the messenger or not, you are going to miss out on messages. Here, I got notes. I'm sorry. And I've just been writing notes. Y'all ever use your notepads and the stuff starts coming to you and you don't have a notepad around you and you use your notepad on your phone? I use my notepad a lot. My notepad is full of shit. Not full of shit, but full of stuff. So that's what I have been in. And I see a lot of people who cannot stand Charlamagne. But to me, I feel like even if Will Smith can see that, like, dude, I see you evolving and I see you changing, but you still are trying to hold on. Because I've said so many times that Charlamagne is evolving, but he's staying the same. If you listen to some of my old videos, you can see that he's changing, but he's still trying to hold on to, let me get in an inappropriate question. Let me do a little something to shock the person that I'm interviewing, you know, and he connects to people. He's a Cancer. He has the ability to, he's a very good interviewer. When it's just him one-on-one with somebody, he's really, really good. He does play well off of Envy and sometimes off of Angela, but he's a very good, he could connect deeper. And I think he needs to get away from that character, because I think he is growing. I hear him talking, like, it was one week he kept talking about divine feminine, divine masculine, and you could tell when somebody is learning. You can tell, and I love it. I love it because I'm like, okay, I forgot my earrings. He has access. Somebody is giving him information because he keeps saying it. It was like a few weeks ago. He kept talking about the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and he kept talking about it. I said, okay, somebody is giving him stuff to read, and he is a reader, luckily. Unfortunately, it's a lot of guys, they don't read. When you get a guy that likes to read, whether it's Audible or listening to audiobooks, I'm an old school diva. I haven't really figured out how effective an audiobook is in terms of retention. Y'all can tell me what y'all think in your experiences with audiobooks. Because when somebody tells me they read a book, I'm always picturing them flipping pages and smelling the ink, okay? It's hard for me to understand when somebody says I read a book and they listen to it. You didn't read anything. You listened to a book. Oh, I listened to that book. Say that. Don't say I read it because you didn't read it. But anyways, he does a lot of that. And I could tell that, when somebody is willing when there's somebody is seeking knowledge and they're willing to eat what you put on in front of them, and they're really willing to dissect what you put in front of them in order to, learn. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think people should be applauded or encouraged to do that. I really believe that, because if you're like, okay, well, this person has these particular views, all of their views are not going to, that's why it's so important to disagree with people in a constructive way and not a destructive way. Are you disagreeing to be disagreeable? Are you disagreeing to construct, to build? Are you disagreeing to destroy? What are you doing, right? What is your goal here? What is the ultimate, what's your objective? And I feel like a lot of the times we miss messages because we don't like the messenger. I'm trying to get out of this little traffic area here. Come on, 2 Chains.
You can sleep when you die. You can sleep when you die.
Hey, yes, come on. They jamming this morning. Come on, iMusic. Was that what it's called? Okay. How many times, it says how many guidance system is based on, a lot of people's guidance system is based on likability and popularity. This is my notes from things that I was studying over the weekend, and a lot of different things, videos that was coming up in my feed, all of them were about discernment and how people really depend. I'm only going to listen to you if I like you, and we miss out on so much. We really do. And like a lot of you say, I don't agree with you all the time, Erica, but there's sometimes different places that you say stuff, it's, useful information. And we don't always have to agree, because when we start, and when everybody always is agreeing with somebody, you only create an echo chamber. That's why I had to get off of Facebook, because it was a goddamn echo chamber. I'm tired of sitting in a room with everybody going like this every time I say something. I want somebody to challenge. But see, this is what I learned in therapy the other day, because I'm always willing I'm always willing to take a challenge from someone, but for me, it depends on how you approach me. How are you coming toward me? Especially, and this is what I learned in therapy over the weekend about myself, I'm open to criticism. I'm open to disagreements. But if I have allowed you into my realm and into my space as private as a person that I am, and how much I value the relationships that I have after going through so many people, trying to figure out if this person is for me, if I can depend on this person, if I could be vulnerable with this person, I value these relationships. So if I let you in any kind of way, and you approach me with a disagreement or a challenge, and you come at me crazy or sideways, I have to move you around, because there is a way for me. When I say I want to be challenged, let's talk about things that, when we have conflicting ideas about anything, I don't want anyone coming towards me being destructive, right? Because if I value you in a way to where, see, there's like when you say popularity and likability. If I like you, if I've allowed you in, not just that I like you, but if I allowed you into my space, and I've decided to give you a glimpse of my vulnerability, and you approach me in a way where you're either giving me advice or you're disagreeing with me, if you approach me in a way that I feel is destructive, then I'm not going to be receptive to you. Now, this is just me. I'm not going to be receptive to you. And it depends on how the message is delivered. For me, the messenger, it really doesn't matter, because even if you tell me something, and I'm also the type of person, if you tell me something and I feel like you coming at me, challenging me or something, I might, because of my past, I might fight you back, right? I might get ready to battle you back, but does not mean that I'm not going to listen to your message. Do you understand what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, I think when people like, oh, you come at me in a certain way and you telling me a message, it might be useful, but because of the way that you came at me, I don't even want to listen to what you have to say. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing you have to say to me because you came at me crazy. But me, I'm the type of person, like, even if you do come at me crazy, I'm still gonna listen. Like, oh, did they have? They might have had a point about that. You understand what I'm saying? They might have a point. So, what was I saying? So, I think a lot of the times we really determine who we're going to listen to and learn from based on how popular they are, or based on, are they likable? Is everyone completely accurate in everything that they share? No, they're not. Everybody is learning, and we're all learning and sharing information, and that's the reason why I love YouTube, and I love it so much, because people are learning things, and as they're learning things, they're sharing them with the community that resonates with them or is on the same frequency. And another thing, can I just say something? Y'all got to understand, everybody is learning, right? Everybody is on different levels, different frequencies. One frequency, if you say you're not vibing with somebody, that means we're not on the same frequency. Doesn't mean that my frequency is higher. It doesn't mean your frequency is lower. It just means like we're not on the same radio station. It's static. It's staticky. It's a little static. We haven't got to a point where we can actually hear each other clearly. It's static. We're not on the same frequency. We're not vibing the same. Doesn't mean that you're lower or better, or I'm better, or anybody is better. And I think what happens is, a lot of times when people are gaining knowledge and understanding things, they drop humility, and they start feeling very arrogant about the knowledge that they've gained, and they start talking to people in a way that you should be on the same frequency I'm on. You should be on the same level that I'm on, and you start judging people based on the knowledge that you've just gained. You just gained this knowledge. Oh, there's no light here anymore? You just gained this knowledge, and now you're judging people on the knowledge that you've just acquired. You just acquired this knowledge, and now you judging people for not having the knowledge that you just acquired. That's not cool. That's not cool. And I find that a lot of people do that, like, and then they start hoarding information and talking to you as if you should have known this. I always feel like when people are like, oh, you guys are distracted by this. And, well, what am I distracted from? Because if I'm distracted and you notice that I'm distracted, instead of talking shit about how distracted I am and what I'm missing on, what I'm missing out on, why don't you explain what I'm missing out on? Why don't you get my attention and explain to me what I'm missing out on? Instead of sitting on your soapbox saying, you don't have this piece of information and I do, so therefore my level in ascension is higher than yours, and too bad for you. Instead of saying, guess what, guys? Guess what the fuck I just learned? Guess what I just learned? Let me share this with you. Because ain't nothing good about, if you're a teacher and you're out here sharing information, it's not, a teacher who hoards information is not a teacher. It's not a teacher. A teacher who wants to be a teacher, or a person who has knowledge and just wants to hold on to knowledge, you're useless. You really are. If you just acquiring knowledge and not sharing it with people. If you're getting messages and not sharing with people, it means nothing to anybody. You got the knowledge, but are you applying it? Are you sharing it? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's how I feel. That's what, these are messages that I've been getting. So I've been just taking a lot of notes, y'all. So I'm just sharing with you. I'm actually exhibiting what we're talking about here. You understand what I'm saying? There's subjective truth versus omnipresent truth, right? So my truth, all of our truths are subjective, right? Our truths are based on what? Our experiences, things that we've learned, things that we've unlearned. That's why we be like, what's your truth? What is your truth? What's your perspective? And my truth it might be different from your truth. And then there's supreme absolute truth. And that's it. That doesn't say three sides to every story. Your side, your truth, that person's truth, and the truth. And that's where that comes from. You understand what I'm saying? What else I have in my notes? Now, when you talk about discernment and understanding how we need to be open to receive messages from even messengers that are not likable. Like I said, what's his name? Umar Johnson is not likable to me. I'm just using him as an example because he's very polarizing. But he's not to me, he's not likable. I did some of the things that he says, about some of the things that he says. You understand what I'm saying? You just gotta listen, and some of these things are useful information. Not all of it, and you can take out what you want. You understand what I'm saying? You can take out what you want, but do not completely dismiss this person because you don't like him or he's unpopular or your community is rejecting him. Because if you think about it, and you're saying, like, when you think about your discernment, how many times, and it's a question that I wrote down and I thought it was a good question to ask, but how many times have you thought of a person you liked the person, you found them likable, you started following them or looking at their videos or something, and all of a sudden they say something to you, that you completely disagree with or you completely do not like, and then you in turn around and stop liking this person. They become unlikable to you. How many times have you liked somebody and they have not been good for your life? So we have to listen to our intuition in order to, and listen to it and take heed to it. Because when you hear those things telling you, no, don't do that, you got to listen to that, because a lot of the times we don't listen to ourselves. That's why meditation is so important, so that when that sound or that intuition that you hear becomes clearer as you reconnect to yourself in meditation. And you hear something and you don't listen to it, and then you cause yourself a lot of needless suffering because You didn't listen to yourself. You didn't listen to your voice. You didn't listen to your intuition. And now this person that you like so much has caused you pain and has caused you suffering. And it's like, well, where did I go wrong? You wasn't listening to yourself. You was listening to this three-dimensional self instead of going inside and listening to the voice that said, leave that person alone. Don't listen to that person. Don't go that way. Don't go to that party. Don't watch this video. Don't, none of, you're not listening to yourself. Let me get over, dude. As soon as you want to get over, now they want to ride in your blind spot. How many times have you been attracted to someone or like someone, whether it's befriending them or romantically, and it has not been good for you? Think about that. Also think about, how much do you think someone is telling the truth? Listen now. How much do you think someone is telling the truth based on how much you like that person? You believe that. Think about that. Now, that's something to think about, right? How much have you thought somebody was telling the truth just based on... Now, we could take it to the lowest level and talk about these reality shows and how when something happens, the person or the character in the show that you like and the one that you don't like, you believe the story of the one that you like. You don't believe the story of the one that you don't like. And how many times have you been wrong? How many times have you been wrong when you go with the person that you like? You believe the person that you like, and you don't believe the person that you don't like, and the person that you don't like was telling the truth. Think about it. Think about it. And that's when you have to think, okay, is my discernment, is my ability to discern based on the person's popularity or how much I like the person? And if that's the case, how accurate is your discernment? Because if I'm basing my discernment based on, oh, I like this person, so they must be telling the truth. How many times have you been right? How many times have you been wrong when it comes to that? You understand what I'm saying? All right. Liking something isn't a guidance system. It is not. Liking someone isn't how you should guide yourself in whether or not you listen to this person or you heed their message. Again, you're not going to like every messenger. Every messenger is not going to be somebody that you like. That's why you cannot cut people off just because you don't agree with them or just because they don't agree with you. You can't do that because you miss out on a lot of everybody is a messenger. That's the one thing that I kind of took from that show Messiah. Everybody is a messenger. And if you are dismissing people based on, if your guidance system is based on likability, you already off. You're already dishonoring your ability to discern. It's not truthful. Like I said, if you are basing your guidance system on likability, you already off. Liking someone isn't a guidance. Don't use it as a guidance system. You can hear somebody message. I was listening to somebody's tarot card reading. I was like, oh my God, they getting on my nerves. But I kept listening to them, and they said something that stuck out to me like, oh, okay. Just because you don't like somebody don't mean you got to turn it off. You understand? That's just, I don't know. Also, liking someone isn't a guidance system that equates to that person having integrity or good intentions or your best interests at heart. Like I said, we're not honoring our ability to discern if the way that we are being guided is based on whether we like that person or not. You can learn from someone who isn't likable. That was the message for today, y'all. Okay? Will Smith ushered in on that message because it is a discernment, and I feel like that's been the message all this year has been like, how are you using your inner guide? Is your inner guide based on you liking someone? And it's true. you don't need to like the messenger all the time. You just don't need to like the person all the time. And that's why it's very useful to listen to other people, whether you like them or not. So that's all I have to say, y'all. I'm here. I'm going to go inside because I have a new class today. Wish me luck. Send me good vibrations because I don't know. This is a new group of people. Hopefully, hopefully it's better than the last group. So we're going to end on that. Y'all take care of each other. Protect your energy. And remember that check yourself. If the way that you're discerning messages is based on if you like somebody or if they're likable or not, you need to check that. You need to check that, right? Check that. Check it. All right. Have a wonderful day. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. And let's get down in the comments and we can have a conversation, honey. And tell me what your experiences are. Tell me, if you've done that before. Remember the questions that I asked. Here's the questions. How many times have you been attracted to someone or liked someone, whether it's befriending or romantically, and it's not been good for you? And how much do you think someone is telling the truth based on your likability of them? All right, let's get down in the comments. We'll talk soon. Peace.